go up a certain amount, we can't preserve a victory. These guys that want the ball at the end, got to take advantage of situations. There were things that hurt us tonight. One was the clearing early. I know that I want to focus on the last goal, but clearing early was an issue. And we got to do a better job of that. Second thing is keeping our cool. No man down in the second overtime. We killed the first minute, but because we lost our cool, we had to be down another minute. John Antonades goes down after being 5 for 8 in the first half. They go 8 for 12 in the second half. And that dictates the time of possession. It dictates the amount that you have to play defense. And we got to get better. We got to get better. It's not good enough for me. It's not good enough for Hofstra. It's not good enough for our guys. We got to get better, and we will. We're going to continue to work. We're going to continue to rep certain situations. But this is 2 weeks in a row. We had a little bit of a hangover from Drexel. There's no excuse. We got to get better. Questions?
What do you think happened during that 6-goal run that you guys just couldn't get that one goal to snap in?
Yeah, I mean, the face-off certainly looked glaring. We tried to rest our defense, so the domino effect took place again, where we would like to just play offense instead of hold the ball with too much time to go. But because we played so much defense, we had to give those guys a break. Romano, Reicheter, and Riley were out on the field the whole entire time. So now we're trying to hold the ball to rest those guys, and so we're not going to the goal. We're trying to buy some time, and then when we do give the green light, we force one in there. They clear it. We're back out there, and then their guy goes on a little bit of a face-off run, and one thing leads to another, and that proverbial quicksand. Before you know it, it's over your head. Take no credit away from Towson. They're a good team.
Coach, did you feel like you see some momentum back after you really kind of were able to hold Towson in the first overtime, and then John came back and won the face-off in the second overtime?
Yeah, he pushes it forward. We get the ball, we call a timeout. We dodge hard. They do a good job defensively. Not sure if we got a look, but the ball goes down to the ground in the second overtime. I didn't think it was a penalty. Again, I have to go back, but I thought it was a good hit. This is not on the refs. This is where we got ourselves in this situation. But I thought it was, and then that call leads us to not keeping our cool for a senior, and then you go down 2 minutes, and again, you can't hold, you can't hold the man down responsible from being down 120 seconds at the end of a game. That's hard. That's hard. That situation should have never happened. That's the problem.
You mentioned that guys don't want to step up and take that last shot at the end of the game. Do you think that's due to inexperience or something else? And who do you want to step up and be that guy?
There's guys out there. Adrian Sorchetti, Steve Serling, Lance Shapur, Michael DiNapoli. There are guys out there that they know who they are. Now, have they been in those situations? Probably not, because the names were different last year. But I promised myself I was not coming down here to say that, we're inexperienced, because this is game number 9. not inexperienced anymore. You know, you got to have those guys step up, and they need to. Another one-goal loss, you know, feels very similar to my first year, where it was a similar team. We had a bunch of one-goal losses. You got to just keep pushing. There are tough days in every occupation. I'm in one right now.
And Coach, when the team has these rough stretches where it's tough for them to try to keep going in these tough kind of losses, how do you motivate them to try to, learn from the mistakes of the past, but move forward and try to get better in the future?
Yeah, I mean, we got a game on Tuesday night. You know, we got to get back out there. You got to get back on your bike. You got to get back in the car. You got to get back on the field. It's nothing different, you know. And you got to hope that an experience like this and the experiences that we have had this year, they're going to pay off. They are. We'll just hope that they would have paid off already. You know, that we've been in a lot of these one-goal games in certain situations with some of the guys that are younger or didn't play much for us in the year that they've been here. But we're going to keep fighting. You know, my job as the leader is to certainly be hard when you have to be hard, but we got to be prepared and we got to be mentally focused for the next game. And I thought we did have a little bit of a hangover since the Drexel loss, but you know, we were shaking it, and something with playing with a lead. That's the tricky part right now. We relax a little too much, and we don't understand that when we do it, when we play from behind, we play hungrier, and see if we can turn the scoreboard off.
Do they just get tight when you have a lead and you feel that domino effect starting to happen? Is it just a matter of getting too tight?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to answer the question. I don't know. I think it's a lot of things, you know, and it takes a special player to want the ball at the end of the game in those situations. It does. Everybody's an armchair quarterback. Everybody's got the answers, you know. But when you're out there and you're in that situation, you know, it takes a special one, and you know, and it takes experience with those special ones. There's no getting around it, you know. Even the great ones, they don't win them all at the end, but we gotta do a better job of winning lacrosse games. That's what we gotta do. And again, I don't want to make this sound like, you know, Towson's a good lacrosse team. They did a good job, really good job.
Are you happy that you don't have to wait that long to play the next game, that the guys really can't dwell on this because they have to just focus up for the next game?
I am. And I would think that those guys are going to be, you know, as well. But Dartmouth's a great team too. You know, they've lost a couple of tough ones, but they played Cornell pretty tough today. I don't remember the scores. You know, they played Carolina tough at the beginning of the week, and yeah, we're going to have our hands full on Tuesday night as well.
In the past couple seasons, you've had tough goes in conference during the regular season, having to sneak into the 4th seed in the tournament or so. How big of a difference is 1 and 2 versus 2 and 1, and what do you see for the rest of the conference season?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's huge. 2 one-goal losses in conference play right now is hard because you try to go for those tiebreakers because you know that, you know, just about everybody. You know, again, I don't know what those other scores are just yet, but you know, you're trying to get into the top 4 to get into that conference tournament, and that's what we're trying to do right now. And we've got 3 more shots at it to get 3 wins. And you know, if we get 2, that doesn't guarantee anything. You get 3 and you go 4 and 2, you're in. You know, probability says you're in. You can't have too many teams that are 4 and 2 or 5 and 1 without having those losses on somewhere else. So we got our backs against the wall. We put ourselves in this situation, and we got to grab some shovels. We got to start digging ourselves out of this hole. So there's nothing magic here.
What's John's status?
Don't know. He tweaked his knee. We weren't going to go back with him. He was pretty adamant on the sidelines. He's a warrior. I don't know. I would imagine that we're going to We're going to have a doctor look at it. We may have to have some x-rays. And John is a huge portion to what we do. You know, you saw we started to go out. Their face-off man is 66% coming into tonight. John did a great job in the first half. He won a huge face-off in overtime. The matchup in that situation, you know, we started facing off a freshman pole because, you know, we knew that 66% of the time this guy's going to win. At least let's not have to sub him out, anybody out. Let's just play defense and dig in. I mean, that was the thought process behind the whole thing. It was trying to think one step ahead.
Anything else? Thank you, Coach.